No, no! No! Are you listening?
Sean here, and we're going to talk about how to handle the Rhoda call. I've given this a lot of thought. Of course, we talked about Rhoda returning from the dead after eating the Right to Die brownie, which Lorne actually almost figured out was so ridiculous that even he shouldn't have believed it. But he went along with it anyway. And I think some of it was because he wanted her ashes sent to him so Winnie would have to come see him to get her daughter's remains. But let's talk about if Rhoda returned from the dead. Say I'm Will, and let's pretend I call Lorne and I say, this is after 3 months of Lorne not talking to any catfish. I call him out of the blue and I say, Lorne, hey, this is Will. Look, I know we've had our problems, but you're going to get a phone call tomorrow. You're going to want to answer. I can't say anything else over the phone, but it's very important. And if he asks what it is, Will can say, I've said too much, Lorne. Just answer the phone. You don't ever have to talk to me again. Boom. So for 24 hours, Mr. Penis will be sitting alone at the trailer of failure, wondering what is going on. The phone rings. Of course, Lorne will immediately answer, regardless if he knows the number or not. He wants to make friends with the Duke of Imadange or whatever scam is going on. The phone rings. There's a man on the phone, and he says, is this Lorne Armstrong? Quietly, right? It is. Then he says, my name's Bob. I'm traveling with a young lady here. She says she knows you, and you're the only one she can call. Lorne will ask who it is, and the guy will make him promise, Mr. Armstrong, I need you to promise me, when I put this young lady on the phone, that you are not you're not going to say anything, you're going to keep this quiet, whatever. He agrees. Rhoda gets on the phone. Lorne, of course, doesn't believe it. Stop playing a game, whatever he says. But Rhoda, whoever's playing her, could be someone who can get the voice close enough, right? Can start repeating a lot of the stuff that happened in those calls. Call him daddy, do whatever. She can say she was put in the witness protection program because after Xavier got to her mom, she had some kind of weird sexual situation where she had to have sex with Xavier, blackmail, and all this crazy stuff that Lorne would probably believe. Because again, he just wants to feel special. He wants to feel like he matters. And he wants to be in control and in charge. So Rhoda starts talking to him. And Mr. Penis, of course, at first has a little trepidation. We know, after a little bit, he'll believe whatever she says. So Rhoda tells him, do you really think I'd be dumb enough to just eat one of my mom's brownies when I knew she had a right to die pill? Then she could say, you never got my ashes because they weren't ashes. She can make up some crap about a wax dummy or something that's been in movies, because Lorne would recognize that. And so would whoever he's talking to. Roy would go, that makes sense, wax dummy. Yeah, I've seen it in a movie. But the whole that's why you never got my ashes thing would help. She could talk, maybe her mom was a schizo, and Lorne only got to see one side of her on the phone. He didn't have to deal with the lunatic side. She could even bring up the fact that Debbie tried to tell you she was a schizo. She was off the wall insane when she wasn't talking to you. You need to understand that the stroke made it even worse, whatever they want to say. But you have all of these different options and all of these little nuggets of information you could put in there. So how does the catfish work? She has to travel from New Mexico or Arizona, across the country, but they have to move slowly and quietly. They have to pay for everything with cash. Tell him all these details. And tell him, Lauren, you cannot tell anyone. Of course he'll tell, but it doesn't matter. He'll tell Roy. I only told Roy, and Roy told 500 other people. So they go from state to state, or from city to city, and they drag it out, trying to get up to Maine, trying to stay ahead of whoever it is that's coming after them. I think Lauren would believe it. I really do. I think his brain would shut down because the thought of Rhoda being alive and that teeny bit of guilt he had for killing her might go away. And of course he's selfish, so whatever makes him feel better. But the thought of a young girl, because see, Lauren, he's not smart, but when it comes to predatory things, he understands those very well. So he would get the fact, as I mentioned, that this is a girl in witness protection that would be sent up to his trailer. No one would know where she is. That guy Bob would drop her off in the state before his, and Rhoda would have to make her way there. Rhoda could vanish and never have to go there. She could just vanish and never call. And of course, Lauren would be waiting forever by the phone. She could call 5 months later. I was kidnapped, I was put in a basement, and Lauren would scream at her because she didn't call him when she was supposed to 5 months ago. But the point I'm making is, you could turn this into some kind of spy thriller, some kind of, suspense movie, a bad Liam Neeson movie. Well, most of them are bad now, but they weren't for a while. And you just push it, just like that. Lauren would eat it up. I mean, he would take a spoon out and eat this up. It would make him feel so special. His life would be so exciting. He wouldn't know what to do. But it has to be kicked off right. And I would volunteer to do it. Because I do have some acting skill, and I'm natural at just talking to people. And I think I could convince Lauren that this was real. And that I was her guardian, or I was someone else that was in the witness protection program, because this moron doesn't know how it worked. He couldn't tell his probation officer. He couldn't tell anyone because we would make him swear not to do it. So anyway, that's my thoughts. That's how I'd like to handle that. Rhoda Catfish. If we could convince, I think it was Ember that played Rhoda. Please forgive me, I'm tired, I can't remember. Whoever it is, to come back for one more great run, it would be epic. I've got a couple more videos coming out here shortly, but I wanted to put this one out. I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you in the next one.
Hot